All right, so SWIFTtrip it has come to stay. All right, like I mentioned, it's actually a four-in-one business. It's a four-in-one company that is not yet launched. It is not yet launched, but going to be launched any moment from now. So, what is the brain, or who is the brain behind SWIFTtrip? SWIFTtrip is actually being found, okay, being found by a strong, wonderful, godly man who I refer to as God sent. All right, the CEO in the person of Honorable Richard Inaji. All right, he's from Enugu State but based in Port Harcourt. I remember one of the days, okay, I actually spoke to someone about SWIFTtrip, and the person who asked me, I think about 2 persons now so far. The person asked me and said, who is the person who owns SWIFTtrip? And I mentioned the name like as I mentioned earlier on, and the person was like, oh, a Nigerian? I said, yes, Nigerian. So like, Nigerian, it is well, oh, it is. I was like, what do you mean it is well? Say black man team. Imagine. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I laughed about it and I was so angry too. Who is Dangote today? The Dangote we are hearing about, who is he? Dangote today, okay, is controlling a lot of money, right? And that makes him one of the richest person in Africa. Is it not true? Okay, now, is Dangote a black man or a white man? That was the question I asked her. She was like, a black man. So has that made him a failure right now, today? All right, has that made Dangote a failure, being a black man? Why don't you appreciate your own thing? For me, the day I heard Honorable Inaji Richard talking, right, the very day I heard him talk, okay, I actually fell in love with him. I never met him one-on-one, face to face. I've never met him one-on-one. And because it's a decentralized system, okay, I have no issue with SWIFTtrip so far that have to make me to like, oh, Oga, what is this now? No, SWIFTtrip is balanced. The system is running on autopilot and things are moving up, very well. I have made over 500,000 naira in SWIFTtrip, okay, outside of gift that I've gotten so far, okay. And because some persons say they are kind of like being skeptical about the price and all of that, people don't want to rush in. But I can tell you something. Today SWIFTtrip is going for 35. As I speak to you today anyway, maybe Majori meets maybe listen to this voice in some other time, maybe far ahead of today. All right, but then have it in mind that today, as I speak to you, SWIFTtrip is going for 35,000 naira. By 1st of May, 500 are going to be added to that particular price or that fee, okay, so that it's going to become 35,500 by 1st of May, and they're going to move on to 36,000, and you're going to move to 36,500, going to move on to 37,000. That means 500 will be added to this fee every day, every blessed day, going to be added to it. So this is time for you to dive in. All right, don't waste time. Now, because of people thinking about, how can I get 35,000, or people are thinking about, they duped me before, they scammed me before, then they don't want to rush in to come. If not, I would have gotten far much more than that. Raise a lot of people, a lot of trillionaires, all right, in SWIFTtrip. But people are being skeptical. Okay, no problem. I don't blame them. But you are hearing me now. I don't think you're going to be like those doubting Thomases. I believe that as you are hearing me today, you're going to dive in as fast as you can and make something out of SWIFTtrip. Let me quickly go back to SWIFTtrip. SWIFTtrip, like I said, is a decentralized Web3 technology, okay, a platform or company that are going to be dealing with four businesses in one. As at the time I speak to you right now, SWIFTtrip is not yet launched, but they're actually campaigning. They are campaigning and looking for shareholders to come around and buy shares, okay. And this shares selling, all right, okay, this campaign is going to actually stop by the time SWIFTtrip hits 2.4 million Nigerians. 2.4 million, and that's about 2% of Nigerian population, right? Okay, by the time we hit 2.4 million Nigerian, okay, target, okay, the selling of shares will close. Then you'll be the one losing, not me. For me coming to talk to you about it today, okay, count it as like God has sent an angel to you to bring you out of generational poverty and all of that. That is the simple truth.